Hey, hi everybody. I'm showing up with a slightly different issue today, and that is 2012. For those of you that may have been following me for a while, you may know that I came to YouTube based on my studies on 2012. Basically, to make a long story short, about 10 years ago, I started having dreams with angels coming to me and talking to me about mathematics and quantum physics and the Mayan calendar. I wasn't particularly spiritual at the time. I had kind of considered myself a recovering Catholic. Although I do pray to Jesus daily, the church wasn't for me, and I wasn't really expecting angels to show up in my dream. Nonetheless, they showed up, and they showed up with math. And when they wouldn't go away, I started writing it down. And what came out of it was a connection that won me a scholarship into the Mayan rainforest with scientists from around the world. One of them, most notably, being Terence McKenna. May he rest in peace. One of the most brilliant minds I've ever encountered or we've ever had on this planet. I will share some of his videos and beliefs below so you can understand just how profound he is. One of the things that I learned being in the Mayan runes is that the way the Mayans study time is different than how we study time. Time is studied as far as harmonics, synchronizing harmonics in the universe. And in 2012, they believed that we were about to go literally online. In other words, we were going to connect in a much larger fashion with beings from all over the universe. Now, whether you're a UFO believer or not, this connection is occurring, and this entering of the galactic photon belt and the dark rift, as the Mayans called it, is occurring. And that's why I want to talk to you right now, because things are happening, right? And a lot of people are kind of, going, what's going on with the birds and what's going on with the fish? And at first I thought it was scalar weapons, and then I started thinking back about the things that I had broken a code in the calendar about, and that was that we're raising in frequency. And moreover, scientific truth is that we are entering a pole shift. We have been entering it for a while. We've actually already changed directionally about 10 degrees. In Florida, they had to change the airport because things are changing. We're moving. Our magnetics, our poles are shifting. This is happening. So what are the effects of that? Well, the effects are we're seeing these dying animals that are being affected by the pole shift. We are also maybe seeing our own cats and dogs being affected and acting strangely by this shift. And ourselves and our world are also going to be affected because, folks, it's all about frequency. And what I won my scholarship for 10 years ago was that I said that the frequency of the planet was going to be rising as we neared the end of this 2012 cycle and this precessional wobble and this now with aligning with Ophiuchus, this 13th sign that's appeared. It directly points to the dark rift that we're coming into alignment with, or the center of the black hole in the Milky Way. This also is going to occur with a pole shift that's occurring. Now, every pole shift doesn't mean it's going to flip and be dramatic and everybody dies. But to think that we won't be having effects from a pole shift is just not logical. Of course we are. And let's look at what these effects are, because we're feeling them. And the main thing I want to say is we can't be afraid. Terence McKenna talked about we have to burn these bridges before we can get to a new and better world. The world we all want, a world that's in harmony with the planet, not killing our trees and our water and our animals and each other, but a world where we're at peace and in harmony and we're, living in the abundance of this beautiful world that we have here. And that, too, is a possibility that so many of us want and are creating and need to create and keep focused on. We need to keep focused on the fact that we don't like what's going on. That is true. But our focus needs to be on our intent to love and to change our planet for the better and to take care of our planet and each other, because it's that love that is the frequency that is going to create the world that we want. Okay? So, I just don't want people to be afraid, because if you have love in your heart and you have goodness in you and you love this planet, there are good things ahead of you. And it may look scary. It may look wobbly. It may start to fall apart in every way that you know it. But you just need to keep that compass of your heart and realize that the truth is we're creating this together. We are not idle pawns in this game. We are the movers of the pieces, okay? And as I said in my scholarship, what I won my scholarship for was I said that the Earth Schumann resonance, the Hertz 7.8, which has been the same for thousands of years, which we keep as a steady measurement. All of our equipment is to the standard. I said it was going to start rising as we moved into the belt, and with it, the frequency of humans, because we also are 7.8. Now, I wrote this 10 years ago, and I was kind of scared, actually, to put it down, because the Hertz has never changed, you know, and, you know, everyone's like, where are you getting this information from, an angel in your dreams? I'm like, yeah, kind of. But here it is. It's true. Greg Braden just brought it out. It's been in the Russian news for the first time in our history. The planet's Hertz is rising. It's rising, folks, and it's happening. And when that happens, when something rises in frequency, it gets closer to a healing or divinity. And the fact is, we were at the same resonance with the planet. Are we going to rise with the planet? Are you going to keep love in your heart and go through the healing with the planet? That's what's happening. I know you will, because if you're watching this, you're on the same frequency. So I don't want you to be afraid, and I want you to remember that this is going to happen, and it's not necessarily the government. And because that's going to all fall away too, because each of us in 2012 is going to have our own path, like we do now. It doesn't seem so obvious, but you're living a life based on your frequency. If you're in a high frequency, you have wonderful things flowing into your life, and abundance and health already. Whether that abundance looks like money or not is irrelevant, but you'll feel joy. And if you're in a low frequency, you're malcontent, you're angry, you're fighting. And there's a difference between holding love for something and holding anger. And I just ask you, move to the love, because that's what's going to save you. That's what's going to save you from a miserable life. And whether 2012 unfolds in a dramatic way or a beautiful harmonic way, your heart being in the right place will ensure that your shift will be harmonic as opposed to fearful and horrible. So just keep the faith, folks. We're living in a magical, magical world, and science is backing up that magic. And I just want you to know it is happening, but you're going to pull to you exactly where your frequency is. So keep it high and keep it full of love, and pray if that's what you feel inclined to do. And love your planet and love yourself. And God bless everybody. God bless everybody.